Greetings, all. I've seen the evening sky in many places around the world. North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. And this one competes with most, I would say the top three of them. Among that top three is the view from Sugarloaf in Brazil. But anyway, Barbados. Little island between Africa and America. Small island. But it's not just Barbados, it's everywhere where African people are. A lot of things are changing. Some, if you're standing by the ocean looking in, the clear wow, heading south, somewhere in South America. Just a few days ago, all these flights were canceled. Anyway, the size of that airplane, I was heading somewhere, Argentina or Brazil. Anyway, long haul airplanes like 777, A350. That's the route they take going into South America. But the waters of the oceans now, places where you're able to see the sand on the bottom, begin to look murky. And I said that because the subject that I wanted to discuss today is the events that we see unfolding in politics and finance and everything that has to do with our lives, our daily lives. Today I was listening to a broadcast on YouTube. Just had to pause this is the highway going from Bridgetown to actually to Bathsheba. But for those of you who know Barbados, the bridge going across from Castle Grant, I think it is, somewhere around that area, the bridge is out. So the people from Chalky Mount have to take this route going home. And you know where Chalky Mount is, St. Andrew. So it's a long way around, either this way or St. Peter. So, nevertheless, this small inconvenience I'm seeing people deal with here is nothing compared to what other people are dealing with in the rest of the world. And like I said, I saw this program today with Donald Trump. He was being questioned in the Oval Office by some reporters. And one reporter asked him, good evening. One reporter asked him, is there anyone or anything who can stop you from doing the things that you feel that you should do? He said, no, there's no way. Just me. Just my morality. I'm not really worried about anybody else. And the biggest smile came on my face, because I love that. And you would have to be one of those people who walk with me every day in order to comprehend why I would say I love that subject. Because since 2022, well, actually 2021, I was telling people that there's a river not only, and instead of referring to the rivers that run across the land, I was talking about the movement of people. And when I saw the movement of people, the movement of the earth and the universe, how the weather was changing, and people were speaking, the conversations that people were having. There it goes, Chalky Mount bus. Long way around, extra maybe 10 kilometers. Well, it may not be, because I normally don't drive this way. Drive that way to Chalky Mount. Anyway, I began to tell people, look, this war that you see started in 2022. In about 3 years, the war will end. And then, Chalky Mount bus, going to Bridgetown. In about 3 years, the war will end. And in reality, the war has ended. The war actually ended before the 3 year mark. But you say, well, people are still fighting. No. You see, the war wasn't between really Ukraine's people. The soldiers were Ukrainian. But the war was being fought by America. And to some extent, Britain, and extension, France and Germany. France and Germany are broke, living on borrowed time and funds. America has run out of money to fight that war. All right, man. America is now pretty much out of the war. Because what happened is that somebody finally told America, hey, you guys don't realize what's happening. The Russians are the Chinese and other people are making you spend, borrow, beg, steal every penny that you can get to fight this war and distracting you from the real issue. I don't know who whispered that in Donald Trump's ear. But he came in saying, I'm going to stop the war. We're now in the 4th year, going into the 5th year next month. I also told you that the next 3 years, Europe will be coming into Africa. And when they realized that they were going to lose the war, they did turn. But then something happened in Africa. A coup d'etat in what is called AES, and the formation of a 3-state united alliance that they're trying to keep from spreading. Europe came back to they are still fighting in Africa. If you see that Ukraine soldiers, British soldiers, French soldiers, and now America. People look at those cruise missiles that went into northern Nigeria and see, yes, the Trump administration is striking at the so-called terrorists. But that was kind of deception. Trump struck in Nigeria. Trump struck in Russia, according to the rumors that I'm hearing. Everybody's saying that Trump is the one who is behind, and the British actually. British planning and CIA, British MI6 and CIA planning attack on Putin's home state residence. Good evening.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too.
All right. Guess what happened? Those two incidents. Then there's another one with um, protests in Iran, and at the same time, the U.S. went into to Venezuela and took Maduro. They didn't just go in. I mean, they were invited in. The U.S. were invited in, you know, and when the reality comes out, it's gonna show that the same people who are causing the problems in Iran caused the problems in Venezuela. See, there's a group of people who all over the world, in every country, make the most money. They control the finances in every country, even in Russia, and to some extent in China. They're the one who ran the slave trade. Even in Mexico, you see, forgetting where the Spanish got their money for Columbus to sail across the Caribbean. You've forgotten who Columbus is. Trump is in that group. Trump is the mouthpiece. Trump is not the mouthpiece because he's like the man who acts on their behalf. Everything he does. And when he said this, only my morals guide me to do what I do, and nobody can stop me from doing what I want to do. So there he is. There he is. You would expect that the Christian people who are always talking about the Bible would have recognized Trump after that statement. But all I'm hearing is silence.
Come on.
All right. There's silence from everywhere around the world, every church, even the Pope, every Muslim leader, every religious denomination on the planet. There is silence. You're going to comprehend this video, what I'm saying, in about 2 years. Just remember now, this is the 5th year. Trump's got 3 more years to go. And we're going into the 5th year now of the war. The 4th year. So about 2 years now. Trump would have reached his third year in office. Then there's one more year. The other day, Trump and the British boarded a merchant vessel belonging to Russia or registered in Russia and took it to a dock in England. Many people are holding their breath to see what the Russian is going to do. Because that's something that cannot pass. Actions such as that is what started the war between British and Russia long, long ago. It started World War I and II. When one side saw themselves losing, they began to attack the commerce of the other side. It has happened since the Spanish were leading the Europeans. It happened when all of those people who were living in Spain converted to stay where the money was and then moved to Holland, Denmark. Control the commerce there. And then when the commerce moved from there to England, they moved to England to control the commerce there. And when England began to fall after World War I, they moved into America where America was born. They are the ones who supplied the ships and the narrative for why people were going to America. It wasn't about religious freedom. It was about land, property. Out of the reach of the kings, so he can't seize your property and use it as a bargaining chip, really a down payment on wars. And after they got here, so we got to get rid of the king altogether. He can still reach us and tax us from here. He can't take our land, but he can tax us. And America was born. The same people who paid for the ships then paid for the slave ships, bringing us, our forefathers, into this place. They have just said, through Trump, it is our morals that run everything. Nobody tells us what to do but ourselves. You will see what I'm saying. Around the end of the next couple of years. I hope you're paying attention. And I told you already, it's not about making you fearful. It's about showing you the picture of what's going to happen, how it's happening, so you can prepare for whatever is happening. If you see a hurricane coming and you wait until it said the hurricane is going to hit Barbados at midnight, and you are just shopping, you are just in the supermarket at 5 o'clock this evening trying to buy food and batteries for your flashlight. Too late. From the beginning of hurricane season, you're supposed to be having food in your house just in case that hurricane come to you. Have a great day wherever you are. Enjoy your sunset like I enjoy mine here. Peace.